agenda and all of that. We're not even together. Watch this. I want you to hear God. God does not say, I'm finna come get you.
No.
Watch the reality of this. God says, as long as you continue to walk away from me, newsflash, I'm going to let you. But is that not unrealistic? Who do you want with you? I mean regular.
The person who want to be with you.
Say it aloud.
The person who want to be with you.
And newsflash, if you don't want to be with me,
I don't want you with me.
go on. How can two walk together?
Unless they be agreed.
And see, which is why Israel wasn't with God, because guess what? They didn't agree with God. And they didn't agree with God. Watch this. He raises the question. How are we supposed to turn back, God? What are we out of line with? What are we not in agreement about? Watch this. We're not in agreement about how you give. See, I prescribe giving one way. You give how you want to give, and then wonder why no blessing on what you give. Oh, wow. Now, this is the old template. We're just understanding this. Now, this is what we get into. Now, look at verse 8.
Will a man rob or defraud God? Yet you rob and defraud me.
Mm-hmm.
But you say, in what way do we rob or defraud you? You have withheld your tithes and offerings.
Now, watch this. Deuteronomy 14:22. Amplified says, you have withheld your tithe and offering. You withheld it. Watch this, which means you knew what you were required to give, but you're choosing to give what you want to give. And then you got the nerve to look at me crazy and wonder why you're not blessed. Watch this. Read the verse.
You shall surely tithe all the yield of your seed produced by your field every year.
God required a tithe of all. Leviticus 27:30. I don't know where down the line we decided we were going to only do it as related to money. That's not what God taught the people. Leviticus 27:30.
And all the tithe of the land, whether of the seed of the land or of the fruit of the tree, is the Lord's. It is holy to the Lord.
Watch this. Genesis 14:20. See, God, Dana, blessed the people in all kinds of ways. And what he taught them was every blessing, when it's of God, it increases you. All right? Now, it says all the tithe of the land. Whatever the land produced and it increased you, guess what?
There's a tithe on it.
Now see, we think, oh God, but that's a terrible mindset, because I wouldn't even have it to give back to God if he hadn't
Giving it to me.
Wow. Watch this. Genesis 14:20, you there?
Mm-hmm.
What does it say?
And bless, praise, and glorify be God Most High, who has given your foes into your hand.
This is Melchizedek talking to Abram.
And Abram gave him a tenth of all he had taken.
Wait, just the money.
No, of all.
You see that?
All the spoil.
Wow. Deuteronomy 12:17. This was the old model. See, for years, even with money, we taught you robbing God with your tithe. But did you see the Malachi template? He said you withheld tithe. So see, it doesn't matter if you paid a faithful tithe. If you didn't put an offering with it, you still weren't blessed.
Yes, sir.
Tithe is not only a tenth, but how God taught it. Tithe is equivalent to tax. When you get a paper check,
Tax already got.
the government don't negotiate with you.
No, they already got it.
And let me give you the numbers of what you owe, and at your earliest convenience. We need you to pay, your state tax, your federal tax, your Social Security, your FICA. They negotiate with you. They got theirs
Off the top.
before,
You got
You even
yours.
saw it.
and when I mean off the top.
Before you saw it.
God says, now, whether we like it or not, we don't fight the government about tax. And they ain't even in a position to bless you. They're only here to take. They ain't trying to give us nothing. But the God who gives us everything, we want to fight him if and when we decide to give. So according to the tithe template, see, if you get $100, your tithe is $10. And you done got gas, you done went to the grocery store, and then 2 or 3 days later you decide, oh shoot, I forgot to give God his tithe. And you get your little $10 and set it to the side. Newsflash, you still ain't blessed on it. Because it didn't,
Come out the top.
you won't say a lie.
Yeah, come out the top.
God, when he blessed you, it wasn't an afterthought. Oh shoot, let me turn the air on for them so they can breathe. No, he puts thought into us. He makes sure we have what we need way before we need it.
All right.
So now watch this. Deuteronomy 12:17.
You may not eat within your towns the tithe of your grain, or of your new wine, or of your oil.
What? The tithe of what?
Your new wine, your oil, no, your grain.
Because God was blessing the people in all of these areas. So now, Keisha, when they brought you 100 pounds of corn, you and Ken could just tear off into that corn and just start eating. Because that corn did what?
Increase.
Didn't it?
Yes.
It not only blessed you, it caused you to not have to buy it.
Right.
And so God says, see, if you really appreciate it, we've been cheating God. Newsflash, and we've been cheating.
Each other.
Watch this. What a blessing. Because see, now I really celebrate. Because see, I know every time Mother Deborah gets something and she tithes off of that, well, now God don't wear clothes. The priest don't either. So when Mother Reed gets blessed with 10 pairs of shoes, well, I can't wear all 10 of these. Well, see, it's some women in the church all start shouting because somebody finna get 2 pairs of shoes. Yeah. Oh, come on. Watch this. Watch this. So when he says in Ephesians, let the man stop stealing, who are we really stealing from? We steal from God. And we've been stealing from because we're so selfish. Yes.
So when you give someone something, you know how people want to brag that I done gave somebody something. Don't your blessings don't count when you go and brag to say you gave somebody something?
Correct.
Because
All right.
You're doing it to tell.
yeah, you're doing it, so your gift was not acceptable.
And not only are you not blessed, but what's going to happen is, see, when you put me on blast because you gave to me, see, when somebody does it to you, you're finna get put on blast. And nobody likes their business. So, well, if you don't like yours in the street, stop putting other folks' business in the street. He says it like this in Matthew, don't let your left hand. That means you quit talking. Yeah, this ain't even nothing that ought to be widespread. If you're going to do it, do it. It's nice when people put money in your hand very discreetly and keep on going while you're acting the fool. What is this? They don't even look at you. They just keep on walking. Figure it out later. Well, see, just like that's nice when it's done to you, it's even nicer when we do it. Now,
Yeah.
watch this. Watch this. Now, I want to look at covenant giving. Let's go to Philippians 4:15. If you have Amplified Classic, those who just came in. Philippians 4:15. Now, don't raise your hand because I know some of us don't apply. Some of us have car insurance liability only, and this is generally what we say. I can't afford full coverage until you're in a wreck. And then the person didn't have insurance, and now you ain't got nothing. Now you realize, oh shoot. See, only those who've been in accidents with liability only realize, you know what? Now that person got full coverage now. And what we tell people is, see, I can't afford not to have it. Because see, if something happens and it's my fault, I still need a car. I need the insurance to pay. If it's their fault and they ain't got no insurance, they underinsured, no insurance, I need a car, man. I got to still do what I got to do. And so I want to make sure that I am, watch this, when we give, and when many of us don't give, that's what we tell God. I can't afford to give. You don't understand the dynamics of God. Do you see how pitiful and tough your life is? You can't afford not to give. The church at Philippi was one of the most grateful churches that Paul set up, but it was also one of the poorest churches that Paul established. Now look carefully. Philippians 4:15. Watch this.
And you Philippians yourselves well know that in the early days of the gospel ministry.
Stop. Meaning, when you first start out, what you got? You ain't got no money. Believe that. Yeah, when you first started church, tell what you ain't got. You ain't got no money. He said, y'all remember that? In the early days. Listen to him carefully. Watch this, Dorothy. When I left Macedonia, watch this.
No church assembly entered into partnership with me and opened up a debit and credit account in giving and receiving, except you only.
English. What is Paul saying? It takes money to carry this where it needs to go.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
The gospel doesn't finance itself. Paul said people knew it took money to go from state to state, city to city, country to country, and carry the gospel to places won't nobody else care to go. He said, but when I started out, folk knew it took money and kept it. Did you see that? He said, no church, no group, even within a church, entered into partnership with me. Not even about, well, you ain't got the money. Well, what is credit?
You didn't now, pay later.
Ain't that something? Okay. Well, we'll figure it out, Paul. We're going to make sure you have what you need up front. We'll worry about the payment later. That's all credit is. You see something you want, you done go and swipe your card, you want it now, and you're going to pay.
Later.
And you're going to pay. Believe that. Watch this. Watch this. He said nobody. So on the front end, the ministry really suffered and struggled because there was no money. People want to get blessed for free. Wow. He said, nobody helped me. In giving and receiving, the end of verse 15, he said, except this poor church in Philippi. Watch this. They weren't selfish. Look at this. Look at 16.
For even in Thessalonica.
That was another city. That wasn't Philippi. When he went to another city, Dorothy, watch what happened.
You sent me contributions for my needs, not only once, but a second time.
You gave when I came to bless you. But what you realized was somebody else need this gospel just as bad as we do. And I wonder if they ain't got no money like us. We don't want the preacher to struggle. So we not only took the little bit and we sacrificed so that he had what he needed with us. But just in case the church that Thessalonica ain't got no money, let's give him some money so that he can focus on preaching and not have to worry about bills.
Right.
I can't get no help in this room.
Amen.
I appreciated the first time, but y'all shocked me the second time when y'all sent money again. Wow. Watch this. Watch this. Look at 17. I want you to see the full picture.
Not that I seek or am eager for your gift.
I'm not teaching this for your money. As we learn these lessons, this ain't about trying to get nothing extra from you, from me. Listen to it.
But I do seek and am eager for the fruit which increases to your credit, the harvest of blessings that is accumulating to your account.
Not in the earth. Man, God is keeping up with your accounting records. God. He says, now, I'm only teaching y'all this so that what you're giving now increases your real credit with God. Oh, wow. As a result of their giving. And I told you it was a poor church. Look at 18.
But I have your full payment and more. I have everything I need and am amply supplied. Now that I have received from
Epaphroditus
the gifts you sent me.
Listen at this.
They are the fragrant odor of an offering and sacrifice which God welcomes and in which he delights.
He saw that. It smelled good, an offering and a sacrifice, because he knew it put a strain on them.
Right.
See, we got it in cheap. Has anybody ever eaten at a high dollar restaurant before? I mean a real high dollar restaurant. What ahead? Raise your hand if you've been at a high dollar restaurant. What you call a high dollar restaurant?
When they have them 3 or 4
$5
signs by.
We don't have no price.
Has anybody ever at a restaurant where there wasn't no price on the menu? Anybody right there? Them hands sure went down behind that, huh? What was the bill? You remember? Not just for you. Okay. How many ate? That's almost about $200 a piece.
Oh, no.
All right. Stop. The bill was $1,200. Wait a minute. I ain't got but one question. Did y'all leave a tip? I can't believe it. On a $1,200 bill? Why did you do like church folk? They better be glad I paid the bill. They better be glad of that. How much of this darn food cost? Was it good? Did y'all get full? And still left a tip. Wow, off a $1,200 bill. But God gives blessings past $1,200. And we are offended. If the church teacher asks, you better be glad I'm here. No, not me. You better take it over God. Did you hear what he said? I know it was a sacrifice for y'all to give. And I would understand the sacrifice when I came to minister to y'all. Now, what didn't make no sense was when you took them pennies to make sure that I could minister to somebody else. Wow. Watch this. Watch this. Now, he's talking to them. Now, as she reads 3:19, see what we need to tell folk is, Sister Nat, we need to look around the room and say, this probably don't apply to you. All right? See, people are giving me gifts, and when I open the bag page, it's like lipstick and makeup and stuff in there. Newsflash. You won't say it loud. Clearly. Yeah, or it's somebody that don't really know me, because I don't go. Now, Price, I go a lot of ways. I don't go that way. Paul, I don't go that way. And so ain't no newsflash. When I see that, Rosin, clearly, This is for Karen and my daughters. It's not for me or Buddy. Yeah. I know it's not, and it better never be for him. Or something else is going to get changed. Watch this. Watch this. Watch this. See, we put 419 on people, and this don't even apply to you. Now read it.
And my God will liberally supply, fill to the full, your every need according to his riches and glory in Christ Jesus.
Who is he talking to? The people at Philippi. And he's also talking to anybody who looks at your finances and goes, I need this money to go in 50 different directions, and I ain't got enough but to go in 20. But God blessed me with this little bit. And so I want to make sure I give to God first. Because newsflash, if you got 50 bills and only money for 20, you won't say it loud. Something gonna get anyway. Why gotta be God? You remember how folk in the grocery store, they ain't got but 7 or 8 items, but what you see milk, you see eggs, you see bread. This is regular. You got to have this. And when they ain't got enough, now you want to put something back. Now what a struggle, because don't you? I wouldn't have put it. Yeah, they're like ice cream and cookies and stuff in here. Man, this is necessities. Yeah. Watch this. So now, imagine that. I got to choose between rent and the electric bill. Yeah, see, I got people trying to shake their head because that ain't no choice. Because guess what? You got to have both. What's this doing? Make you didn't pay rent and ain't no electric in here. So watch this. The reason it says, and my God will liberally. God was going to be liberal with them. Why? They were liberal with him. He will supply, fill to the full, your every need. Why is God supplying the needs of the church at Philippi?
They supply the needs of the Lord.
Their giving created a need. You missed it. I ain't got a whole lot of money, and I promise you, it was already designed to go over here. But what I realize is the need for this word to go out is greater than my need here at my house. And I don't know how, I don't know, but I can't worry about that. If I'm going to focus on something, I'm going to focus on the need of this word getting out. I'd rather a soul be saved and my lights out, or my water off, or my cable off, or my phone off for a month. I'd rather somebody be saved with the money I paid for that than to worry about my cable was paid and somebody's soul was lost and went to hell. So now, God says, I want to bless my people like this, but I can't because they too selfish and they give it. Yes.
Pastor, I had to talk to an individual a couple of weeks back, and we were talking about tithe and offering. And we were talking about it. The person said, I guess I'm trying to figure out, like, after I pay this, I'm going to only have $5 left, and how am I going to get? And then that's when we began to talk, say, see, that $5, if you put it in your card, is it going to get you through the whole week?
Mm-hmm.
But what you just did is stop. You're going to make your own need now. So you're going to provide the need that you need for gas. And you're killing it by keeping that $5. So you pay your tithes and offering. It is what is the first bill. That's it. Therefore, now you created that need. God has to supply gas for your cottage. But if I got to pay rent and all this other stuff, my car note and all that, well then God said, well, you go ahead on and pay the rest of it. Get the food and get the shoes and get all of it then.
See?
It becomes a big, and it's hard for, individuals. They don't understand. That is the first bill. And that is what creates the rest of your living in favor like this.
Because now watch this. So you can go and write this down. We, as covenant partners with God, we don't give tithe and offering. God has provided a better system. All right? Now, we don't fight people, Dana, who, this is what you believe. All right? Do you ever catch somebody riding horses in the street? Do you jump and go talking about, what are you doing? It's a car error. We don't do that no more. Hey, if you want to ride a horse, rain, sleet, or snow. I got horses under the engine. All of them. You go along with that one horse. You don't fight people. Hey, if you go to somebody's house and they, instead of toilet they got, seashells. This is what they wipe with. Now, hey, listen. Just don't go to the bathroom there. But now, if that's their choice, hey, you just don't regulate what I use in my house. Y'all missing all of this. If people want to live in an outdated system, I'm going with what God has provided. You know, there was a time where to go from country to country, if it was overseas, you could only go by boat, and somebody had to row, or you went by sail. Either way, you're going to take forever to get there. Hey, listen, if I'm going from America to Europe, and I can get there in 8 or 9 or 10 hours versus 3 weeks on a boat, you row all you want, gently down the stream. I'm going to be over there and enjoy myself and came back and you still rowing. All right? Watch this. Watch this. Watch this. Luke chapter 6, verse 38. Look at your life. Luke 6:38, Win Amplified Classic. See, most of our lives are in tremendous disarray because we want God to give us something. And God says, your giving blessing from me is going to come from your giving blessing. And newsflash, you ain't got to give nothing to what God said. God ain't broke. He is not up in heaven twiddling his thumbs. I wonder how I'm going to make payroll this month. A lot of folk work for me. I wonder how I'm going to make payroll this month. Never. Watch this. Luke 6:38. Listen to this.
Give.
Stop. Who is that? Whoever want what's going to come behind this word. If you want any of this, God said, then let it start with you.
All right.
Give what?
And gifts will be given to you.
How many like gifts?
Amen.
But you won't give nothing. God said you can't like gifts. With your selfish self. You keep everything. Watch this. Mother Deborah, give me an approximate. What size dress we talking about?
My size?
Yeah. A 24. So now, if somebody blessed you with 10, but you can do your mama like that. Watch this. Now, if you give 10 dresses that's 14s, what that mean? Wait, you looking but you ain't listening. Which means if somebody blessed you with 10 dresses that was size 14, what does this mean? Stop. Even though it was given to her, it's...
For somebody else.
This is where we also miss God. You can't be talking about, nah, baby, I can't. I was told to get these to you. Okay. She's supposed to take them dresses. And realize, okay, don't do like regular church folk. Oh, this is a sign from God. He finna help me lose weight. I'm finna get down into a 14. And not in the back of your closet behind all them other 24s that you ain't never finna get into. You didn't wear 14 when you was 14. Ain't nobody saying nothing. Watch this. When you start learning how to give, God says, I'll show you what that feels like. Give, and gifts will be given to you. Well, what kind, God?
Good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over, will they pour into the pouch formed by the bosom of your robe and used as a bag.
Come on.
For with the measure you deal out, with the measure you use when you confer benefits on others,
Did you hear that?
it will be measured back to you.
Watch this. Now, good measure, pressed down, shaken together, running over. Will they pour into the pouch that's formed by the robe that you done turned over behind a dollar? Watch this. God was teaching. I want you to start expecting in return what you give and how you gave it. Here, Mother Deborah, with your begging self. Okay. Newsflash. In just a little while, your hand gonna turn this way. And somebody with your begging self. Now you gonna see how it feel. Yeah, now you wanna fight. No, and God gonna come to you. Oh no, I don't know why you wanna fight. That's how you gave it to Mother Deborah the other day. So you shouldn't mind when somebody give it to you the same way. Now, let's go to 2 Corinthians chapter 9, based right on that Luke verse. This is God's. This is God's covenant way of giving. 2 Corinthians chapter 9. I want to start at verse 10 first, and then we'll go back. Now hold on to your hats. You know, on the airplane, when it gets tough, Sister Nat, they tell you, turbulence is ahead because this plane finna shake. And the seatbelt, it never does anything for the turbulence. Newsflash it. Yeah, don't nothing help the shaking, but do the best you can. Come on, 2 Corinthians 9 and 10.
And God, who provides seed for the sower and bread for eating, will also provide and multiply your resources for sowing and increase the fruits of your righteousness, which manifests itself in active goodness, kindness, and charity.
Newsflash. Seed is where we get money from. Most of us get money from the jobs we work. Get this in your mind. Did you see what it says? And God who provides seed for the sower. That's the giver. When God blesses you with a job and you don't give no money to God, you don't give to the poor, you don't help nobody, you don't give nothing to nobody, God is not obligated to do nothing for you. So when they cut your hours, when they demote you, when they fire you, now your rent is due, your car note is due, your this is due, your that is due, and you come crying to God, newsflash, He is not obligated to do nothing for you because you have violated the giving responsibility. He says, I don't know what you missed in the meeting, I give jobs so that folk have some money to give to the kingdom cause. The job was never your source, and that's when we miss God in the giving.
Right.
See, when you think your job is your source, then you cut God out of the equation. And newsflash, I don't know where you work at, but when you get your little check like the rest of us, it ain't never enough. Because the job was never designed to be our source. God is. He provides seed for the sower. We don't eat seed. When you eat seed, you got nothing to sow. Now you just tie God's hands. I don't give you nothing for bread. You don't need the bread if you don't eat the seed. It's in the verse. And bread for eating. How are we supposed to make it then? He will also provide and multiply your resources for sowing and increasing the fruits of your righteousness. When we give as God has designed, church, we're to live supernaturally off of the increase of what we sow. Some of us give what we're supposed to, but you got such a funky attitude when you give, which is why in the same passage it says God loves a cheerful giver. If you got to give with an attitude, God said, hey,
Keep your money.
because you ain't getting nothing for it.
Yeah.
You know when the lottery is up to 100, 200, 300 million. Do you know how many folk being 7-11 already is? Give me the pick 3. Give me pick 4. Give me pick 5. Give me scratch it, whatever it is. Man, they ain't in the line mad, grumping on it. Give me a pick 3. I ain't won nothing yet. Oh, man, they been excited off the preachers that they. No doggone well. Yeah. I need this money because this money that y'all keep paying gonna help somebody win. Y'all watch this. Watch this. When we give as God has designed, and He is my source. Look at 11.
Thus you will be enriched in all things and in every way.
Listen to this.
So that you can be generous, and your generosity as it is administered by us will bring forth thanksgiving to God.
See, when you got plenty of money, that's what makes people generous. When you got plenty of money, it don't matter. You don't leave somebody a tip, though. If all you got is hundreds in your purse, one's just like the other. It don't make no difference to you. God says in verse 11, you become generous based on the giving principle that I have provided. It's my money. I worked hard for this money. And that's why you ain't got nothing. As the old folks say, you don't have a pot or a window. Watch this. Watch this. See, when we do it right, look at this in English. Y'all missing this. Look at verse 12.
For the service that the ministering of this fund renders does not only fully supply what is lacking to the saints, God's people, but it also overflows in many cries of thanksgiving to God.
That's outside folk. Y'all, if we gave as God has blessed, it's not only enough to take care of whatever ministry needs we have, but outsiders could cry and we wouldn't be selfish or stingy because after all, man, God has been so abundantly good to us. I mean, all of our, listen, hey man, if your refrigerator is full of food, your freezer in the garage is full of food, and somebody that just blessed you with a whole container of food, what you realize is, oh my God, hey, I appreciate it, but come on, you got to show me somebody got to be, I need to bless somebody, God.
Right.
Not have this food sitting on the floor and go to waste.
Right.
And it ain't no sense trying to hoard it because, listen, one of the refrigerator in the house, I can't even get in there because, oh my God, you didn't bless me so. I mean, the freezer full, the bottom is full. I done went to the garage. I got a freezer outside. It's full of stuff. Hey man, you can't let this folks sit and just rot on the floor.